this video, I'm going to talk to you about meditation, concentration, and finding who you really are. So when it comes to this field, there's a lot of tradition, culture, a lot of beliefs that are not true. You see, the underlying factor that defines you is your self-awareness. Your awareness, it can never leave you. It's always present. There's one thing that is always around and doesn't change. Doesn't change with your age, doesn't change with time, doesn't change with anything. Is your awareness. What does that mean? That means you're aware. The fact that you are aware of being is called awareness. Contrary to what people have told you, that's not your highest form. Awareness is, I like to call, the purest mind you can find, which is a mind silent with no thoughts. Awareness. You walk into a room, nobody's in the room, but you were there. So the room is. But most people think that awareness is the top level. That's where you exist, or that's who you are. But in truth of the matter is, awareness couldn't exist if it were not for your true self. Okay, so let's go into the explanation of racing mind, meditation, concentration. So first of all, when we meditate, we get to a place of quietness and we move more aligned to our I am state or awareness. So awareness is I am. When you say I am this, you are making a claim. You are saying I am whatever trait you put beside it. So always be careful of whatever you put before, after I am. I am this. Be very, very careful, because you are stating a claim, and it should always be to the positive, right? Healthy. Successful. Never the negative. Never the negative. Ever use negative. Watch yourself and pay attention to it, because your I amness or awareness is of purity, is the highest form of mind, conscious mind, of awareness. Awareness mind is the same thing, is the highest level, okay? A racing mind, on the other hand, is your ego self. Your ego self, always moving, always keeping you busy, always giving you fears and desires, and keeping you scattered, okay? That is the bad thing you have to get rid of, is the racing mind, is the ego mind. And you cannot get rid of the ego mind if you just meditate. Meditation makes the mind subtle. That's all it does. Meditation makes the mind very subtle, to the point where it can put you in the I am state or awareness state, which I told you is not the highest level. It makes you quiet, and the mind will come on occasion and show itself. And the more spiritually advanced you are, the less the mind will affect you, or can affect you. At the end of the day, the mind is an illusion. It's nothing but an illusion, but it's a strong illusion, strong to the point that it controls your fears and your behaviors and your general. It makes you exist as you think you are, as a human being. It's your mind that keeps you worried. But the mind is false. It's not true. It's an illusion. It cannot be touched. It cannot be dealt with. It cannot be reasoned with. It follows you wherever you go. It chases you wildly. To demolish the mind, all the meditation in the world will only make the mind subtle. You have to use knowledge to dissolve the mind, or to make the mind very irrelevant. So how do you weaken the mind? Well, through ignorance, you have believed that you're the body and you're the mind. Through knowledge, you can use that to cancel that. Knowledge comes from ignorance. So knowledge and ignorance, they are both the same thing, okay? Intellectually, they're not, but at the highest level, they're the same thing, because they are of mind. And mind is not real. So to dissolve the ignorance, or to weaken the ignorance, we use knowledge. Knowledge that you're not the body and mind. The concept that you're not the body and mind, or believe that you're not the body and mind, as well as the concept that everything that you perceive is an illusion. That means everything that you perceive, without exception, is an illusion. This means dreams, this means ideas, this means thoughts, this means experiences. They're an illusion. Just like how you've had a dream. The dream was so real when you're there. You dreamt everything was real. Nobody on the outside could question you and tell you that it was unreal. As far as you're concerned, it was real. Likewise, this is the same thing. The only difference is this one is, it continues. The dream fluctuates. You know, it have different dreams, different based on how you feel. But at the end of the day, the dream was created by you. You can see the dream is really intricate in details. You have buildings, you have rivers, you have waters, you have animals, you have loved ones. Everything was created in you, right? So these are illusionary. They're illusion. They're not real. So we contemplate the idea that everything that you experience is an illusion. What does that do for you? Well, it makes the mind weak. It makes the mind subtle. So you sit down and you contemplate the idea, not to have an intellectual discussion with yourself or to find proof, because remember, You are trying to awaken your real self, and your real self is not in the intellectual, it's not of mind. So you cannot use the mind to try and find your true self. You can use the mind to weaken the mind, or use knowledge to weaken ignorance. And when you do that, the mind becomes subtle. And when the mind becomes subtle, it can accept the truth. And when you accept the truth, the mind stays away from you longer and longer, enough so you can see yourself. At that point, you know who you are, and therefore there's no need for proof. Okay? You cannot do this intellectually. You cannot do this using your mind. I can tell you for a fact, if you use your mind, your mind is deceiving you, and you go in a big circle, you will never get out of it. Okay? So you have to contemplate the idea that the body and mind are illusion as far as the higher self is concerned. You can touch yourself, you can feel, you can touch things, you can feel, you can see people around you. Everything is real as far as your perception as a mind is concerned. But at the highest level, these are illusion, as real as they are. Okay, so you contemplate the idea, not the body and mind, and that everything that you perceive is not true. This is how simple it is. It takes time, and the mind will fight you. Don't even think for a second, it won't fight you. It will give you every logical reason and excuse why what you're saying is wrong. But that's where the concentration practice comes in, because you keep the mind subtle by using the I Am meditation, which I will go over right now. So accept the knowledge that you're not the body and mind, that everything that you see and perceive is an illusion. Okay, as real as it feels and you experience it, it's an illusion. That's something that you have to open your heart and accept. We're going to use the I Am meditation. I am is the highest, is awareness, is the highest form. I like to call it the purest mind. Because when I say purest mind, I mean you are aware. There's awareness there. You're conscious of your awareness, right? So it's pure. It's of the purest form. You sit down and you can use your rosary and you can go over the I Am meditation. It's not to repeat the word I am. No. It's rather is to use the I Am concentration to become subtle. The mind becomes subtle, so that you can accept the truth that you're not the body and mind, and eventually experience it, so that the mind is no longer required in that sense of the word. The mind becomes like a burnt rope. It can be there, but when you touch it, it will crumble. Whereas the mind to you right now is solid. When you touch it, it's like a rope that has not been lit, so it's solid to the touch. Again, you can't use logic to understand this. This is you have to open your heart and mind, and help the mind dissolve itself. Okay, to a point where it's so subtle that your higher self can dissolve it for you, or show you itself. You're always your higher self. You never have been not your higher self. It's just that the mind has clouded it. When you are trying to understand yourself, you're not taking in anything. You are rather getting rid of everything. Okay? You already are who you are. You cannot be anything less or anything more. Your true state has always been present. You just haven't been able to see it because of the clouds of the mind. So your entire job is to weaken the mind so that the self can shine. So do the I Am meditation. I say do 10, 20, 30 minutes. If you're really obsessed with it and put all your ambition and passion into it, the faster the result you get, the more you understand what I'm saying is the truth. Okay? So the I Am meditation. You can actually use the word I as well. I is also very powerful, very high. Many saints have said that I is so powerful. Because you throw I am, right? So if you move the am, then I is purer than I am. I am this. So whatever you speak, always speak positive. So I am positive, always a positive trait, because you are making a claim. And that claim becomes true when you believe and have faith in it. Okay? So I hope this helped you. Because the reason why I'm sharing this video is because if your mind is subtle and your mind is clear, then you can achieve your health goals. You can achieve any goal you want. When your mind is clouded with fear and desires, you can't achieve anymore, because you are chasing an illusion. Mind is an illusion and will take you around in circles. It's like a dog chasing its tail. It will never catch it. But you think you are making progress, but you're not. And the goal of this meditation is to make the mind subtle so you understand the truth. That you're not the body and mind, that you have your higher self. It's a place where there's no experience, because it allows everything to be. If you get a glimpse of what I'm saying, then you understand everything I'm saying is the truth. And truth can only be experienced. It cannot be intellectually explained or reasoned with.